Hi everybody, welcome to the wine inaugural video of the Wine IV, IV standing for Informal Vlog. I pretty much just want to talk about wine, things related to wine, and anything that we can come up with. I'm starting this vlog series to kind of just make a video once a week showcasing either something I learned, something that relates to a central topic, and I figure we'll do a monthly theme. 1 video a week, 4 videos a month, all centered around that one theme. I think with the harvest coming up right now, I'm actually just going to start focusing on talking about wine in general. And this month we can just kind of hash out, get everybody on an even playing field, and then that way, subsequent months, the theme will just make a little bit more sense to everybody. So one of the things I guess to start off with is introductions. My name is Matt. I am a student of Cool Climate Enology and Viticulture at Brock University in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, and I study wine. Literally, that's it. Biochemistry, biology of vines. I look after kind of the sciences that make up these processes and try to relate as much as I can to myself and to the advancement of making wine better. That being said, I really just want to wind up being a winemaker one day and making wine that touches kind of people. I want to take wine and just build a better life for everyone through it. Wine being something that you can sit there and you can just kind of have a glass with a friend. It can make a day. It can make your weekend that much better, or you can go to the other end of the spectrum, having it at a wedding, let's say, and having that one glass of wine that instantly you can always remember that perfect moment. So that's kind of what wine is to me, and I think that subsequently throughout this vlog series, I think it'll be a little bit more like that for everyone else afterwards. If I wind up talking about something and you don't really understand maybe the science behind it, by all means, feel free to leave something in the comments. I'll try and get back to you, but no guarantees. This is kind of my first foray into YouTube, so I'll do what I can. To kind of branch out now and talk a little bit more about what to start off with. This vlog series is going to, I had mentioned earlier, the thematic kind of aspect I want to do with this. So one of the things I want to talk to you about right off the hop is just wine in general. There's vast different types. There's the red and the white, obviously. That's an easy way to denote between the two, but once you start getting into grape varieties and blending of those grape varieties, you start to see things that will be talked about, like the Bordeaux varieties, let's say, just as a classic example. Everybody nowadays, when they look at wine, they look for, let's say, Cabernet Sauvignon. And specifically, a Cabernet Sauvignon is one type of grape, one single solitary type of grape, and it gets made into a wine. Now, that specific type of grape is actually classified as a Bordeaux variety, Bordeaux being a region in France, and that region being known specifically for 3 key red grape varieties: Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot. They blend those 3 grape varieties together to make a specific style of wine. Now, throughout the different years and vintages, those will change slightly in ratio, but at the same time, you're going to see only those 3 red grape varieties coming out of that region of France. Now, with the New World approach of, and New World meaning North America, Australia, those places that don't make the classic old world style wines, people are leaning towards, well, I like this grape. And I think that's kind of a downfall. I think that's kind of a negative approach to wine, and trying the grape and enjoying it, that's one thing altogether. That's great, by all means. And I'm not saying don't drink Cabernet Sauvignon. That'd be ridiculous because it's tasty. But you should always try to branch out. So try a Cabernet Sauvignon, try a Cabernet Franc, try a Merlot. And then why not try a Bordeaux blend? Try them together. See what really makes that wine tick for you. It's very, very subjective. Wine is the most subjective thing I've ever seen, next to maybe, I don't know, art? Visual art, I guess, is the way to describe it. I still don't really get a handle on that sort of thing. I like pretty pictures, but hey, got nothing other than that. So to have this subjective opinion of what wine can be, and to sit there and go, well, no, I don't like this. Well, always try something different. I've tried for the longest time. I was what everybody, well, not everybody, what I liked to call the ABC wine drinker. ABC standing for anything but Chardonnay, and it used to just scratch my palate. I was not a fan. It tasted just cloudy and overbearing, and I didn't like those at all. But then I found a Chardonnay I enjoyed. I tried a Canadian Chardonnay, a nice, crisp, acidic, refreshing, very appley, very light white peach kind of fruit flavors, and you got that citrus character and that minerality, and you could see a wine that just opened up new doors. So if you sit there and you go, well, I don't like Merlot, well, try a Merlot that, from an area of the world you haven't tried before, because it can change drastically. The things that affect wine the most in the world are where it's grown, what soil it's grown on, and the weather. Great wine comes from great grapes. It's that simple. If you don't have those things, you're not going to be able to actually withstand it. So always have an open mind. And I guess that's the final message I want to leave with this video today, is always have an open mind. Don't write something off as being bad just because you've had a bad experience before. And I know that's something very difficult to say when you're paying anywhere from 15 to, I don't know, hundreds of dollars a bottle sometimes. So really, I know I'm asking a lot on that front. I know I am, and as a student, trust me, it can get pretty bad sometimes. So if you want, maybe I think one of the things I might do is at the end of each month, maybe do a little bit of a thematic taste test kind of thing, where I open maybe one of, wrong side, maybe open one of my bottles of wine and see if, talk about what it tastes like to me, what kind of aspects are in it, and maybe if it's something you like, you might want to go out and try it. This is kind of one of the problems with this being on the internet, is it's kind of just most of my wine comes from Southern Ontario, and it doesn't really see a lot of international play. So hopefully you've got a chance to try something along those lines, or I can talk about the stereotypical flavor profile of that grape as well, depending on what we decide to taste and drink. Let me know if that appeals to you, and thank goodness there's a comment section, right? Well, that being said, I think this is a good place to leave the video for today, and maybe, I don't know, see you next week, hopefully. Cheers.